You're telling me that saying sorry too much is actually hurting my English?
In some situations, yeah, completely.
But sorry is polite. I say it like 50 times a day.
That's exactly the habit we need to talk about.
Okay, now I'm nervous. What else am I doing wrong?
We've got 4. And I promise, by the end of this episode, you're going to start noticing these habits everywhere. In movies and conversations, maybe even in things you've said this morning.
Okay, I'm scared, but let's do it.
Welcome to English Without Borders.
I'm Anna.
I'm Jake, and today's episode is called 4 English Habits You Need to Stop Today. And I want to say up front, these aren't grammar mistakes.
Wait, really? I thought this was gonna be like verb tense stuff.
Nope, these are habits. Small things learners do automatically, without even realizing it, that quietly make their English sound less natural, even when the grammar is technically correct.
Okay, that's actually kind of a scary idea, because that means I could be saying something correct and still sound off.
Exactly, and that's actually really common. A sentence can be 100% grammatically correct and still make a native speaker go, that's a little strange.
Okay, so where do we start? Give me habit number 1.
All right, habit number 1, and this is a big one, over-apologizing.
Wait, this is the sorry thing from the beginning?
This is the sorry thing.
Okay, but I genuinely don't understand. Isn't being polite a good thing?
Politeness is great, but here's the problem. A lot of learners use sorry as like a universal soft word. They say it before questions, before disagreeing, before interrupting, before literally anything that feels slightly uncomfortable.
Okay, guilty. I say, sorry, can I ask something all the time?
Right, and here's the thing. That's not wrong exactly, but if you say sorry constantly in every situation, it actually starts to sound like you're nervous or like you think you're bothering people just by existing.
Oh no.
And the wild part is, most learners don't even realize they're doing it. It becomes automatic.
Okay, wait. Give me an example, like a real situation.
Okay, let's say you're in a meeting at work and you want to ask a question. A lot of learners would say,
Sorry, can I ask a question?
right. And that's fine, occasionally. But now imagine you say that same thing 5 times in one meeting.
Oh, yeah, that would start to sound weird.
It sends a message, even if you don't mean it to. It can sound like you feel guilty just for speaking up.
Okay, so what do native speakers actually say instead?
This is where it gets interesting, because there are so many natural alternatives that don't carry that same apologetic weight. Instead of, sorry, can I ask a question, you could just say,
Can I ask a question?
exactly. Just remove sorry completely. It's still polite, it's just confident instead of apologetic.
Wait, what if you actually want to sound extra polite, though? Like in a formal setting?
Great question. In that case, you could say something like, quick question, and just go straight into it.
Oh, quick question. That's such a natural phrase.
Super common. Native speakers use that constantly. Quick question. What time does the meeting start? No apology needed, but it still feels considerate.
Okay, what about interrupting someone? Because that's where I use sorry the most. Like if I need to jump into a conversation.
Okay, so here's a fun fact. Native speakers do apologize when interrupting, but usually with different phrases, not just sorry.
Like what?
Sorry to jump in, but, or can I just add something here? Or even just actually, and then continue talking.
Wait, actually works as an interruption?
All the time. Actually, I think there's another option we haven't considered. It signals you're adding a new idea, and people naturally pause to let you speak.
Okay, that's such a small word to carry so much weight.
That's basically the theme of this whole episode, actually. Small words carrying a lot of weight.
Okay, wait. I have a personal story about this, actually.
Please.
Okay, so a few years ago, I was in an online meeting with some American colleagues, and I said sorry so many times that one of them actually stopped and said, Anna, you don't need to apologize. You're doing great.
Oh, no.
And I remember feeling so embarrassed because I genuinely didn't realize I was doing it. It felt automatic, like a filler word almost.
That's such a perfect example, actually, because it shows exactly what we're talking about. The word wasn't wrong, but the pattern, the constant repetition, sent an unintended message.
Yeah. And after that, I actually started paying attention, and I realized I said sorry before almost every question I asked.
And here's the good news. Once you notice it, it's actually pretty easy to fix. You just start replacing it little by little with more confident alternatives.
Okay, I love that. Let's move to habit number 2 because I have a feeling this is going to be just as revealing.
Oh, it is. Habit number 2, always using very to make things stronger.
Wait, what's wrong with very? That's like one of the first words I ever learned.
Exactly, and that's the problem. It's one of the first words learners learn, so it becomes the default. Very good, very tired, very happy, very interesting.
I mean, I do say that constantly.
Everyone does, and technically it's correct. But here's the thing. Native speakers actually use very way less than learners expect. Instead, they use specific, stronger words.
Wait, like what?
Okay, instead of very tired, what do you think a native speaker might say?
Exhausted?
Exactly. Exhausted already means very tired. You don't need to add very in front of it.
Oh, wait, so very exhausted is actually kind of unnecessary?
A little bit, yeah. It's not wrong, but it sounds a little repetitive to a native ear because exhausted already carries that intensity.
Okay, give me more examples because I think I do this constantly.
Okay, very happy becomes...
Ooh, thrilled or delighted?
Yes, both perfect. Very hungry becomes...
Starving.
Exactly. Very scared becomes...
Terrified.
See, you actually know all of these words already. You're just not used to reaching for them instead of very plus adjective.
Wait, this is honestly such a simple fix, but I never thought about it this way.
And here's why it matters so much. When you use these specific words instead of very, your English sounds instantly more advanced. It's one of the fastest ways to sound more fluent without learning any new grammar at all.
Wait, really? Just from vocabulary choice?
Just from vocabulary choice, because native speakers associate very with basic English. It's not wrong, but it can sound a little flat if you use it constantly.
Okay, but is very ever the right choice?
Of course, it's still a completely normal word. Very isn't the enemy here. Repetition is. If you only ever use very for every single strong feeling, that's when it starts to sound less natural.
Okay, that makes sense. Variety is the key.
Exactly. And here's a fun challenge for listeners. Next time you want to say very tired, very happy, or very good, pause for 1 second and try to think of a stronger, more specific word instead.
I actually love that as a little game. Okay, I'm ready for habit number 3. What's next?
Okay, this one is a little different because it's not about words at all. It's about a sound.
Wait, a sound?
Yeah, habit number 3, mispronouncing the TH sound or avoiding it completely.
Oh no, is this going to be about me?
Maybe a little.
Okay, be honest. How bad is my TH?
Your TH is actually pretty good, but this is such a common issue for learners, especially depending on your native language.
Why is TH so hard though? Like, what makes it different from other sounds?
Great question. The TH sound doesn't exist in a lot of languages, and it requires something kind of unusual. You actually put your tongue between your teeth.
Wait, really? Between your teeth?
Yeah, Try it. Say think.
Think.
Do you feel your tongue touching your teeth a little?
Ooh, yeah, actually.
That's the TH sound. A lot of learners replace it with a D, Z, T, or an S sound instead because those are more familiar.
Wait, like saying dis instead of this?
Exactly. Or tink instead of think, or that instead of that. And honestly, people will usually still understand you, but it can create small misunderstandings sometimes, or just sound less clear.
Okay, can you give me a funny example of that happening?
Oh, I've got a good one actually. I had a student once who was trying to say, I think so, but it came out as I sink so.
Oh no.
And the class just started laughing because it sounded like he was literally saying his boat was sinking.
I think so is such a good accidental joke.
Right? And he was so confused why everyone was laughing until we explained it to him. But honestly, that mistake taught the whole class the TH sound better than any explanation could have.
Okay, so how do you actually fix it? Like, practically?
The tongue between the teeth thing is honestly the best trick. Try saying pairs of words like think and sink, or three and free, or thumb and sum.
Wait, those sound so different once you say them side by side.
Right, and that's the goal, training your mouth to physically feel the difference. It's not really about memorizing rules, it's about muscle memory.
Oh, that's such a good way to put it. Like a workout for your tongue.
Basically, yeah. And here's a fun fact. Even native English speakers sometimes drop the TH sound in super casual speech, like saying dat instead of that in very relaxed conversation.
Wait, really? So it's not even always required?
In very casual speech sometimes, but in clear, standard English, the TH sound is expected, and it does affect how easily people understand you, especially over the phone or in noisy places.
Okay, that's actually really motivating. I'm gonna go practice think versus sink tonight.
Please don't accidentally start any conversations about sinking boats.
No promises. Okay, last one, habit number 4. What do we have?
Okay, this last one might be the most surprising, honestly. Habit number 4, translating directly from your native language.
Wait, isn't that just how everyone learns? Translating in your head?
In the beginning, sure, it's normal, but a lot of learners keep doing it even at advanced levels, and it creates sentences that are technically understandable, but just sound a little off to a native speaker.
Okay, give me an example because I feel like I definitely do this.
Okay, here's a classic one. In a lot of languages, you literally say something like, I have 20 years, meaning your age.
Oh wait, that sounds so wrong in English.
Right, because in English, we don't have an age. We are an age. I am 20 years old.
Wait, that's such a small difference, but it completely changes the sentence.
Exactly. And here's another one. A lot of learners say, I am agree with you.
Oh, I think I've said that before, actually.
It's super common, but in English, agree is already a verb on its own. You don't need am before it. It's just, I agree with you.
Wait, so agree doesn't need a helping word at all?
Nope. It's a full verb by itself. I agree, she agrees, they agreed.
Okay, that actually clears up so much confusion I've had.
And here's one more, because this one is really interesting. A lot of learners say make a party instead of have a party or throw a party.
Wait, that's so specific. Why have or throw and not make?
Honestly, that's just how English collocations work. Certain words just naturally pair with certain verbs, and there's not always a logical reason. It's just convention.
Okay, what's a collocation exactly? I've heard that word before, but never really understood it.
Great question. A collocation is just 2 or more words that are commonly used together, so often that they start to sound natural as a pair, like make a decision, not do a decision, or take a shower, not make a shower.
Oh, So it's not really about logic, it's just habit? Like a pattern native speakers grew up with?
Exactly. And this is actually why direct translation causes so many small mistakes, because your native language has its own collocations, and they don't always match English ones.
Okay, that's such a helpful way to think about it. So it's less about grammar rules and more about recognizing patterns?
Exactly. And that connects back to something we've talked about before on this podcast, actually. The more natural English input you get through reading, through listening, the more these patterns start to feel automatic instead of something you have to consciously translate.
Wait, that actually connects to our reading episode, doesn't it?
100%. This is exactly why exposure matters so much. You start to just know that it's have a party. Not because you memorized a rule, but because you've heard it and seen it so many times.
Okay, I have a confession about this one, actually.
Go for it.
When I first moved abroad, I once told my roommate, I will make my homework, instead of I will do my homework.
Oh, that's such a classic one.
And she looked so confused, like she genuinely didn't understand what I meant for a second.
Right, because in English, we do homework. We don't make it. It's such a small difference, but it really does trip people up.
Yeah, and I remember feeling so frustrated because in my head, the sentence made complete logical sense.
That's exactly the trap of direct translation. It makes sense in your head because you're following the logic of your first language, but English has its own logic, and sometimes those two systems just don't match up.
Okay, so how do you actually break this habit? Like, practically.
Honestly, the best method is exposure, exposure, exposure. The more natural English you read and listen to, the more these patterns just start to feel automatic. But there's also a more active method. Whenever you learn a new verb, learn it with its common partners.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
So instead of just learning the word party, also learn the phrase have a party or throw a party together as one chunk. Instead of just learning decision, learn make a decision as a full phrase.
Oh, so you're learning little groups of words together instead of single words alone?
Exactly. That's actually a really powerful vocabulary strategy in general. Native speakers don't think in individual words most of the time. They think in these natural chunks and phrases.
Wait, that's such a different way of thinking about vocabulary than what I was taught in school.
Right. A lot of classrooms teach vocabulary as isolated words on a list. But real English fluency comes from learning these natural combinations, because that's literally how the language is actually used.
Okay, this episode has honestly been eye-opening in a way I didn't expect. Let's do a quick recap, because I think this is a lot to take in.
Let's do it.
Okay, habit number 1, over-apologizing. Instead of saying sorry before every question, try alternatives like quick question or just ask directly with confidence.
Exactly. Save sorry for moments that actually need an apology.
Habit number 2, relying too much on very. Instead of very tired, use exhausted. Instead of very happy, use thrilled. Specific words sound more natural and more advanced.
Right. And it's such an easy upgrade, honestly. Same meaning, way more impact.
Habit number 3, the TH sound. Practice putting your tongue between your teeth and try pairs like think versus sink to train your mouth to feel the difference.
And don't worry if it feels strange at first. That's completely normal. It takes practice, like any physical skill.
And habit number 4, direct translation. Instead of translating word by word, try learning phrases as full chunks, like have a party or make a decision, instead of individual words.
And the more you read and listen and expose yourself to natural English, the more these patterns start to feel automatic without you even trying.
Okay, I have to say, out of all 4 of these, the sorry one honestly hit me the hardest. I think I'm going to notice myself doing that constantly now.
Once you notice it, you really can't unnotice it. But that's actually a good thing. because noticing is the first step to changing any habit.
Yeah, that's so true. Okay, so for everyone listening, here's a challenge for this week. Pick just one of these 4 habits, whichever one felt the most familiar to you, and pay attention to it for the next few days.
You don't need to fix all 4 at once. Just pick one and notice it in your own speech, or even in shows and podcasts you watch this week.
Yeah, and honestly, noticing these habits in movies and conversations is such a fun way to learn. Once you know what to listen for, you start hearing it everywhere.
Exactly. And remember, these aren't mistakes that make your English wrong. They're just small habits that, once adjusted, make your English sound a little more natural, a little more confident.
I love that. Okay, thank you so much for listening to English Without Borders.
If this episode helped you notice something new about your own English, share it with a friend who's learning too. And please subscribe so you never miss one of our episodes.
And let us know, which of these 4 habits did you recognize in yourself the most? We'd genuinely love to hear.
We'll see you next time for another conversation.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.